Hello, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another video. And without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Dallas Cowboys rejoice as Tyler Booker returns to practice, eyeing comeback versus Commanders. The Dallas Cowboys are receiving a much-needed boost as they gear up for their upcoming clash with the Washington Commanders. Tyler Booker, the rookie right guard, has returned to the practice field after an absence due to injury, signaling a potential comeback for the team's offense. In recent weeks, the Cowboys have faced significant injury woes, particularly along the offensive line. At one point during Week 5, the team was without 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen during their game against the New York Jets. Despite these challenges, the Cowboys managed to regroup, welcoming back 2 key players the following week. Left guard Tyler Smith and left tackle Tyler Guyton, who contributed to the team's performance in their matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Now, hope is on the horizon with Tyler Booker's return to practice. The rookie, who has been sidelined since suffering a high ankle sprain in Week 3, was spotted on the field on Wednesday. His presence is vital as the Cowboys look to solidify their offensive line ahead of the Commander game. With his potential return, the Cowboys could regain a critical piece of their offensive strategy. As the anticipation builds for their showdown against the Commanders, the Cowboys are not only focused on the health of their players, but also on their performance, aiming to make a strong statement in the upcoming game. The return of Tyler Booker could prove to be a pivotal moment in their season as they navigate the challenges of injuries and seek to maintain their competitive edge. Cowboys cut 23-year-old star following devastating loss to Panthers. The Dallas Cowboys suffered a gut-wrenching defeat to the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. Not only did they lose on a game-winning field goal as time expired, but they saw their former running back have a career day. Following the loss, Dallas decided to cut ties with one of their wide receivers. In preparation for the return of CeeDee Lamb and Cavani Turpin, the Dallas Cowboys released wide receiver Jalen Moreno-Crarapper. While Moreno-Crarapper was released, the Cowboys are reportedly hoping he passes through waivers and is able to return to the practice squad per ESPN's Todd Archer. Moreno-Crarapper, 24, has spent 3 years with the Cowboys after joining Dallas as an undrafted free agent in 2023. He spent a majority of his Dallas tenure on the team's practice squad, but has appeared in a couple games at the NFL level. Moreno-Crarapper played this past Sunday in the team's 30-27 loss to the Carolina Panthers. He fumbled a punt but was able to recover it. He's appeared in a total of 3 games this season. The Cowboys appear to be gearing up for the return of a few key offensive reinforcements. Lamb, who's been out since Week 3 with a high ankle sprain, returned to practice this week and could potentially return as soon as this Sunday against the Washington Commanders in a huge divisional battle. Additionally, Turpin has missed the last 2 weeks with a foot injury, but also returned to practice this week, giving the Dallas offense 2 potential reinforcements for this weekend's game. Turpin has provided a huge boost to the Dallas offense this season, reeling in 11 receptions for 159 yards and a touchdown across 4 games. He's also rushed the ball 6 times for 23 yards while fielding 16 kick returns and 3 punt returns. As for Lamb, he had 16 catches for 222 yards through the first 2 weeks of the season before suffering his injury early in Week 3. He's coming off 4 consecutive Pro Bowl seasons and has been named an ALLP Pro in each of the last 3 seasons. The Cowboys enter their Week 7 matchup against the 3-2-3 Commanders at 2:31. The Philadelphia Eagles currently sit in first place in the NFC East with a 4-2 record. Cowboys are not trading first-rounders to land NFL sack king. For the Cowboys, there is no secret that the team's offense has been playing like a juggernaut, while the defense has mostly been a jalopy. If the Cowboys are serious about making a run here as we approach the heart of the NFL season, they'll need to keep the offense humming while changing up drastically perhaps the defense. It is also no secret that with less than 3 weeks to go to the NFL's trade deadline, there are top-shelf defensive players on the market, ones the Cowboys could potentially pluck to help get them through this 2025 season. Tops on the list, potentially, is a guy who has been in the trade conversation since the NFL's 2025 season officially opened in March. Bengals star Trey Hendrickson, the reigning leader in sacks with 17.5 last season. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones noted this week that the team is in a good position with draft picks, having obtained 2026 and 2027 first-rounders from Green Bay in the Micah Parsons deal. And even if those are not used directly for a trade of a player like Hendrickson, they could be part of the calculation. The big problem here would be the Bengals and whether they plan to trade Hendrickson. At Bleacher Report, he is the number 2 player on the Week 7 trade big board, and the Cowboys are tabbed as a suitor. ESPN insider Adam Schefter also lists Hendrickson as a trade candidate as we near the deadline. But even at 2-4 with Joe Burrow out possibly for the year with turf toe, the Bengals invested a lot into this season, doing out big contracts to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Trading Henderson would be a white flag of surrender, and they're not willing to do that just yet. As ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported, Cincinnati has no plans to trade Hendrickson at this time. Hendrickson was a holdout for much of the spring as he sought a new contract from the Bengals. He did not get one and is heading into free agency sure to leave Cincinnati, which is why the Bengals would do well to deal him now and get some compensation. Jones said on Tuesday, speaking to 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, that nothing is untouchable as far as the Cowboys' assets are concerned, including the Packers' 2 first-rounders. No question about it. I promise you, yours truly or anybody associated with the Cowboys has got our eyes really open to ways we can help this defense and certainly don't want to preclude anything on offense either, Jones said. To answer your question, there's nothing untouchable in our resources to help our team. You don't, however, trade first-round picks for pending free agents whom you don't know if you'll sign. And the Cowboys can't be sure they'll sign Hendrickson. But could they give up a second-rounder that becomes a third? The Cowboys owe their 2026 third-rounder to Pittsburgh for George Pickens if certain conditions are not met. Absolutely. Having an extra first in 2026 can allow the Cowboys to be a little more free with their second- or third-round picks. If they want depth in the draft, they could cash out their 2026 Green Bay first-round pick and trade down for multiple second- or third-round picks.